Here's what went down Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, on Beyond the Gates when June became a teen advice line. Smitty and Martin added the feels so good part to the reunited, and Caroline risked getting stung. On Beyond the Gates, Tomás came off the Garland Memorial elevator in pain. Kat rushed to Shanice and begged for Tomás to be seen in a private room. But when Shanice needed more information to determine who best could treat him, Kat uncomfortably said, "I broke his penis." Shanice's prognosis was that Tomás had experienced penile contusion, though she didn't want details of how it had happened. Tomás preferred not to have the conversation at the nurse's station, so Shanice brought him to a room. Haley made a quick call to Randy and described how she had poisoned Bill's drink the night before. Randy knew Haley wanted to dispatch Bill quickly, so she could cash in his life insurance and move on, but he advised her to pace things out so Bill's demise would appear natural. Haley wanted to have a look at Bill's policy to make sure everything was in order, but it wasn't at home, so she figured it must be at the office. Bill entered having heard, and Haley sidestepped his questions about what was at the office by observing that he looked like a ghost. Being told Caroline was in search of a lost case file, Bill pondered why his usually efficient assistant had been lax. Haley interrupted and ascertained that her husband had a fever. She was eager to wait on Bill and served him a cup of poisoned tea. Before he could drink it, Caroline called. Bill asked into the missing file, but Haley grabbed his phone out of his hand, smiling that she was trying to convince the under-the-weather Bill to stay home. It didn't work. When Bill learned that Tomás had been hospitalized, he jumped up to get dressed and take care of an important deposition. "You have it," Bill offered when Haley suggested he take his tea to go. When Bill got to his office, Caroline recalled that the last time he had protested having his health looked after, he had suffered a stroke. Bill appreciated Caroline's consideration and reveled in her being in his employ the past 10 years. Haley arrived and eavesdropped as Bill told Caroline she had been right about him focusing on Haley rather than Danny. But when Bill asked about the file Caroline had supposedly been looking for, Haley walked in and let Bill know his client was ready. Haley privately explained to Caroline that Bill had mistakenly interpreted her own search for a file to mean Caroline was working to find it. Caroline understood and wished to aid Haley, who instead sent Caroline to sit in on Bill's meeting. Randy called for the latest on Haley's progress. She couldn't find the document until Randy proposed that it might be on Bill's laptop. She located it and verified its $10 million amount, but Caroline caught her. Haley gave her a song and dance about looking for contact information, and barely prevented Caroline from seeing what was on Bill's screen by using her phone call as an excuse for privacy. After Caroline dismissed herself, Haley told Randy she was tired of Caroline buzzing around. "I'm gonna need Meg Markle's B-guy to come smoke this bitch out," Haley groused before hanging up. On that, Haley spiked the tea Caroline had brought for her and gave it to Bill, who complained that it was cold. Besides, he wanted to go out and celebrate his victorious consultation with his client. Haley promised he could have something hot after having something cold if he'd just shut up and drink it. Bill complied, downing the tainted tea obediently. June served Samantha and Tyrell at Orphe Jeans. Tyrell was consumed with brochures from colleges and had no idea how to proceed in choosing a school. June felt that Tyrell's fathers were proud that the teen had so many choices. Overwhelmed, Tyrell spoke of the intricate process involved in auditing campuses and having to wait for approvals and rejections. June was certain that Tyrell would easily be accepted and go on to do big, beautiful things. Just then, Jessica walked into the diner, and Tyrell was mortified. After Samantha, somewhat inaccurately, labeled Jessica as Tyrell's ex, June moved to take Jessica's order, but also to clandestinely probe for information. Samantha and Tyrell went over how Tyrell had accused Jessica of setting him up to get another embarrassing picture of him because he couldn't accept that she really liked him. As Samantha exhorted Tyrell to have a talk with Jessica, June returned from her fact-finding mission and scoffed that the girl had ordered a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato. "Now what does that soggy mess say about her?" June sniffed, declaring that the topping ruined the integrity of the crust. June smiled that she was kidding about Tyrell having dodged a bullet and reinforced Samantha's position that Tyrell needed to tell Jessica what he was feeling. Samantha and June high-fived as Tyrell approached Jessica and earned an audience with her. June loved how Samantha and Tyrell supported each other and marveled at how Smitty and Martin had given them the security and stability that had enabled them to concern themselves with things normal kids dealt with, something June hadn't been able to provide. "You're here now," Samantha reassured her bio mom. Samantha fretted that she had posted a selfie but that Nathan hadn't liked it. June stated that there were those a lot worse off. Samantha agreed and felt like a brat. But June was happy that Samantha was so carefree, and at June's questioning, the teen explained the philosophy of social media likes and how when they came from someone one knew and liked in real life, it was essentially a confirmation that the person liked you back. June viewed Samantha's selfie and decided that she had been trying to be ordinary when she and Tyrell should be highlighting the fact that they were Duprees. June suggested more glamorous photos. Samantha worried about potential impact, considering Chelsea had been stalked and kidnapped. The waitress adapted her concept to include fully clothed images and none of this come-hither mess. Samantha began posting images June picked out from her roll. Tyrell told Jessica that he felt she had put him in the deep freeze. "You deserved that," Jessica replied, firm but still smiling. Jessica revealed that she had gotten over their falling out and that she, too, had been preoccupied with college entrance requirements. Tyrell was happy to hear that Jessica had forgiven him and relayed how, unlike the last time they'd talked, his dads had resolved their own differences. Jessica seemed not to accept Tyrell's invitation to a Halloween dance the following week, but after she nailed down a costume corresponding to his that she liked, she put forth that they discuss coordination at lunch the next day. Meanwhile, Samantha thrilled at the likes her June-endorsed pics were getting. "Enjoy your dopamine," June grinned. Tyrell returned and learned that, based off of Samantha's new posts, Nathan had messaged asking to see her. Martin and Smitty discussed all the university offers Tyrell was receiving, plus the resulting empty nest they would have once both kids went off to college. Smitty noted that they would be left with a lot of alone time. Martin wanted to take advantage of the alone time they had at the moment and kissed Smitty. The Richardson Smiths viewed the repercussions of their vow renewal as profound, though they lamented that things hadn't worked out for Martin's parents. Martin reported that he had been playing phone tag with Nicole, so he didn't know how she was faring. Smitty encouraged Martin to go see Nicole, but Martin seemed more interested in continuing to make out, and this led to lovemaking. Afterwards, Smitty wanted seconds but acknowledged that he had some work to do, which included planning their honeymoon. The marrieds talked of Anita and Vernon's desire to celebrate them and how lucky they were to have regained their happiness. Later, Martin ran into Kat at the hospital. She apologized for missing her brother's vow renewal ceremony, then confided that she was dying of embarrassment. After Shanice breezed by and updated Kat that doctors were examining the affected organ, Martin caught on and called his sister a little freak who had made up for lost time. Kat winced that she had just been trying to discern what she liked and what she didn't like. Martin prompted her to keep exploring and assured her of his discretion. Except with Smitty, he winked, because in the aftermath of their reunion, they no longer kept secrets from each other. Kat groaned. After Martin left, Kat paced so vociferously that Shanice had to stop her. Shanice was confident that Tomás would make a full recovery, given how many creative Romeos and Juliets she had seen in her time. Kat continued to worry over the damage she had done to Tomás's manhood, and offered him a sheepish grin as he limped out of the exam room clutching an ice pack. "You break it, you bought it," Tomás managed to laugh. Beyond the Gates airs weekdays on CBS and streams on Paramount+.